running out one day out of place. Lately I've been moving close to the edge, still be looking my best. I stay on the beat, you can count on me. I ain't missing no steps. 'Cause every romance shakes and it bends, don't give a damn. When the night's here, I don't do tears, baby, no chance. I could dance, I could dance, I could dance. Watch me dance, dance the night away. My heart could be burning, but you won't see it on my face. Watch me dance, dance the night away. I'll still keep the party running out one day out of place. When my heart breaks, it's never see it, never see it. When my world shakes, I feel alive, I feel alive. I don't play it safe, don't you know about me? I could dance, I could dance, I could dance. Even when the tears are flowing and diamonds on my face, I'll still keep the party going, not one hair out of place. Even when the tears are flowing and diamonds on my face, I'll still keep the party going, not one hair out of place. Watch me dance, dance the night away. My heart could be burning, but you won't see it on my face. Watch me dance, dance the night away. I'll still keep the party running out one day out of place. When my heart breaks,
shooting webs like worldwide. Manhattan on our way to Yonkers. When I say Brooklyn, stand up. You better just fix your posture. And every hero needs this theme song. So one hit, you ain't got a chance, boy. What you think? I'm doing everything but the kitchen sink. I try to be feeling in a neighborhood. I know all the little grannies wanna sip their tea. And here you come, all barging in. All ugly like a round fur cardigan. You can see the monologue and I argue and I'm like, one hit, try to start a trying to start a fire. One hit, trying to start a fire. Hit records on my demo. Did y'all boys not get the memo? I do not stay at the Intercontinental. And anything I got is not a rental. I own them. Figured out the symbol. I'm stopping blowing up like a crescendo. A bunch of handshakes from the fakes. But I do not want to be friends though. I told y'all, man, it's not a love song. This is on a big love song. This is what forever on the club song. Pop champagne in the club song. Just a club song. What's the move? Can I tell the truth? If I was doing this for you, then I have nothing left to do. Nah, this for me though. I'm just trying to stay alive and take care of my people. They don't have no award for that. Trophy. And they don't have no award for that. Shit don't come with trophies. They know I'm a love star. And I just do it cause I'm dreams with a suitcase. I got my whole country on a new way. She like, I heard all your say where you stay. Not so big, I haven't seen him once in 2 days. I use a walkie-talkie just to get a beverage. I saw my parents split up right after the wedding. They told my they committed credit. Check the numbers, I'm the one who really get it. Not a love song. This is doing me and only got the good song. I do not know what the was song. Pop some champagne in a club song. Just because.
A millionaire, I'm a young money millionaire, tougher than Nigerian hair.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2023 Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association Volleyball Tournament. Members of the MIAA are advocates of good sportsmanship and positive social behaviors for all constituents, including student athletes, coaches, administrators, and spectators. Please join the MIAA in providing a positive environment for today's competitors by refraining from making disparaging, racist, sexist, or other derogatory comments during today's events. The MIAA encourages all of today's participants, both in competition and in the stands, to be loud, be proud, and be positive. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the DeVos Fieldhouse on the campus of Hope College for tonight's MIAA Conference Championship matchup between the Knights of Calvin University and the Flying Dutch of Hope College. If you could please remain seated for a moment. At this time, the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association, Hope College, and Calvin University proudly celebrate Veterans Day today and request any of our veterans here at the field house to please stand, if able, to be recognized. Let's hear it for these men and women who given so much to serve our country. Thank you, veterans. Now, before we announce our starting lineups, we ask that you please remove your hats and join us as we stand, if able, to honor our country and everyone defending it with the playing of our national anthem. And now here are the players and lineups for tonight's championship match. First, for the Knights of Calvin University. Number 4, Marley Beaker. Number 7, Jordan Steen. Number 12, Paige Lemquill. Number 13, Taylor Berenson. Number 14, Allison Moore. Number 15, Carly Wearsome. Number 16, Ryan Van Wyk. Number 19, Trina Vanderswag. Number 20, Mary Boa. Number 21, Gabriella Kellogg. Number 22, Kate Breams. Number 23, Evie Ugama. And number 25, Jasmine Savoy. And now starting for the Knights, a fifth-year senior from Jenison, number 9, Aubrey Rubel. A sophomore from Saugatuck, number 5, Erin Baker. A sophomore from Grand Rapids, number 6, Alyssa DeVries. A junior from Hudsonville, number 8, Vanessa Martinez. A freshman from Pella, Iowa, number 10, Jasmine Namiga. A junior from Portage, number 11, Avery Ekins. And a sophomore from Chesterton, Indiana, number 18, Emma Ekblaw. The Knights are coached by head coach Dr. Amber Warners. She's assisted by Emily Clark, Kelsey Sears Walton, Morgan DeVries Bream, and Grace Selman. And now for the Flying Dutch of Hope College. Number 1, Kate Lortzma. Number 3, Natalie Panucci. Number 5, Gracie Allen. Number 7, Natalie Dunn. Number 8, Jenna Bloom. Number 9, Jenna James. Number 10, Ella Contant. Number 12, Catherine Oates. Number 13, Liz Vanderslice. Number 15, Eva Hartung. number 19, Ashley Murray. And number 21, Brooke Fox. And now starting for the Flying Dutch, a junior from DeWitt, number 2, Grace Marshall. A freshman from Grand Haven, number 6, Cameron Burbridge. A sophomore from Plymouth, number 11, Lauren Lee. A senior from Traverse City, number 14, Olivia Fiebing. A junior from Kentwood, number 17, Allison DeWeerd. A junior from Elkhorn, Wisconsin, number 18, Sammy Seib. And a junior from Grand Rapids, number 22, Addie Vanderweide. The Flying Dutch are coached by head coach Becky Schmidt. She's assisted by Carrie Lahaki, Jaylena Primus, Amber Morse, Gabby Vachon, and Annie Lockett. Your officials this evening are Sharon Lucy, Gretchen Galloway, Chris Calkins, and Charlie Ocheski.
Welcome, volleyball fans, to this Saturday night here at DeVos Fieldhouse on the campus of Hope College for a special rendition of the rivalry between the Hope College Flying Dutch and the Calvin University Knights. It is the MIAA Championship. Round 3, Hope has gotten the best of Calvin twice this season. They are 25-2 on the year, a perfect 8-0, the regular season champions for the MIAA, hence why they're hosting here. Calvin 22-6, 6-2 in conference play. I'm Eric Van Swal alongside Carly Van Swal, ready to bring this one for you. Carly, what do you got for us?
I mean, you said it. When it's a Hope-Calvin rivalry, you're in for an exciting game. The last time these two met at Calvin University, Hope won in 5 sets. It was a close game. Every game was close. It was intense, exciting. That's what you're here for tonight. Both teams winning in the semis last night. Calvin against Albion and Hope against Adrian. Calvin, it took them 4 sets. Hope was 3. But by the 4th set, if you are a Calvin University fan, that team looked pretty seamless to me. And for the Dutch, Hope was pretty sound all the way through. Lauren Lee led the way offensively, being a great playmaker for her team. Addie Vanderweide led the way with 14 kills. No one shocked by that. And Fiebing, Marshall, and Seib held down the fort in the back row. And if you're the University of Calvin, you're looking at Baker and Ekins. They were huge last night for their team. Ekins running around like a mad woman in the back row and hitting back row and forward. It's going to be an exciting day.
And starting off hot are the Knights right there. Alyssa DeVries acing the senior, the lone senior on this roster that was recognized on Senior Day last week, Olivia Fiebing. And DeVries goes right back to Fiebing this time, able to get it up. And Lee gives it off for the Dutch, and they even it up right there.
DeWeerd, we saw a lot of that last night between Lee and DeWeerd. She has a great curl shot, that D shot on the right side. You're going to see a lot of that from Calvin as well, but good shot from DeWeerd there.
DeWeerd getting it done and gets the serve, but Calvin comes right back with Emma Ekblau getting the point. Oh, check, that was out. My bad. Starting off poorly is the announcing here in this championship match, as that one went wide according to the line judge, and I failed to look. Ekblau tries to give it another chance. Barely gets it over the net, but it caused Hope to be all over the place, but somehow Lauren Lee passes it over the net for a point.
Yeah, usually a free ball there is a gift for the other team, but I think there's a miscommunication there between Ekblau and Baker. I think Baker thought Ekblau was a little bit farther off the net towards that 10-foot line.
It looked like a savvy veteran move right there. Would love to have a conversation to see if she intended on doing that or not, as that one sails long for the Knights as well, and they're looking a little bit out of sorts after that first ace.
Yeah, miscommunication there between Naminga and DeVries. I think DeVries thought that was going to be more of a flare, and Naminga thought it was just going to be more of a straight away set.
And when the timing's off, that's tough, and an ace right back from the Dutch.
Yeah, the Hope faithful love that. that's hard one. When it's close to the line like that, there's not much you can do about it.
One of those that it was probably good to let ride, but happened to catch the line, and a tough break for the Knights. Let's see if they can bring it back here. Ekins putting it over the net. Dutch handling it well. The middle hit coming right there from the Dutch. Not able to put it away is Cameron Burbridge, but the second opportunity is good from her.
If you were watching the Dutch last night, you saw that 1-2 punch between Burbridge and Lee all night. I would call them the dynamic duo, and they're bringing it back today.
And there's a timeout from the Knights as they're down 6-1 early in this first set for the MIAA Tournament Championship. We'll be back with a break of our own. It's Hope Volleyball.
Whether you're building your dream home, buying a fixer-upper, or downsizing, the process can feel overwhelming. Let the local team at Lighthouse Title help the closing process be one less worry. Just ask your real estate professional or lender to close at Lighthouse Title. To learn more about how we're involved in our 35 communities or to ask us any questions about the process, visit us online at lighthousetitle.net.
And we're back here at DeVos Fieldhouse, early going for the MIAA Championship and the automatic qualifier for the NCAA tournament. Both of these teams have been ranked in the top 25 all season long, though, and they are not unfamiliar with NCAA tournament play, so most likely both of these teams will move on regardless of the result tonight. But in a matchup like this, each one wants to get it done.
Calvin looking here for a really good side out. That first pass has been huge. DeVries has been out of position, and that makes it really hard for her to get a good set to her hitters.
DeWeerd been on a roll serving. Ekplau with the attempted kill. Lee sets it up for Vanderweide. We got a whistle and a net violation against the Knights.
Small mistakes like that just aren't your typical thing that you see from the Calvin Knights. They just got to take a breath, regroup. One pass, start with the pass.
As that one is received by Aaron Baker for the Knights. Ekins comes with it, is rejected by Burbridge and Lee. Calvin able to get it over. Burbridge came back, mishandled that one, but it goes over the net. Ekins with a fall away, fade away, getting it over, but Vanderweide puts it into the floor.
Addie Vanderweide just proving again why she is the MIAA MVP this year. She had 14 kills last night. She had 1 error in 34 attempts. That is just magical.
And DeWeerd takes a little bit of the steam out of her run by putting it into the tape on her serve.
The Knights will take that. Huge break for them.
They can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief. And Carly, we saw them last night against Albion struggle a little bit early on before they put it together and were able to ultimately put that one away, of course. Grace Marshall receiving that serve. Vanderweide coming with the slow ball. Quick one-hitter over from Calvin. Hope picks it up, and Vanderweide once again.
Just hard to defend. Andy Vanderweide, no matter who's setting or what the set is, can just make the most of a play, and she's showing it right there. I
believe that was DeVries who tried that quick hitter in the back corner. It was a great attempt, but Hope was ready for it right there. And it's 9-2. Dutch early going. Lauren Lee serving to Ekins for the Knights. And Erin Baker, the first time we've called her name in an attack position, and she gets it done.
Baker and Ekins alike, their verticals are just absolutely insane to me. They have great hang time. Baker there proving that. She gives herself time to survey the court and see where she should place her hit.
Just straight bananas to me, those bunnies. Aubrey Rubel serving for the Knights as Vanessa Martinez came on for Calvin for the first time. Right back to Baker. Baker the kill maker, it works.
And use her, you know she's consistent, you know you can count on her. Line shot, go at Lauren Lee. That's a great choice by Baker. Take Lauren Lee out of position, make someone else take the second ball, or a shank pass, you'll take either.
Or a kill just like that last time. Vanderweide receives there. A miss hit from Vanderslice, seeing her first action. And after an 8-2 run-up, it's now 9-5, Hope.
Yeah, it's going to be a game of who can keep their foot on the gas. Both teams got to play with a lot of urgency.
And with two programs like this, no team is going to put the other one away, especially in the first set. But it looks like it's going to be a classic battle as a diving effort from DeVries keeps that soft tapper from Vanderwide off the floor. But Cameron Burbridge finds a way to get it down.
There's that 1-2 punch again. Hard to defend. Burbridge does a great job of getting up. Lauren Lee with a perfect set to make it a complete play.
The timing of those middle sets that we've seen this season has been...
Definitely speaks to the connection they have.
Absolutely. And there's a rejection right there as Baker went up for it. She's going to free ball it over. And Hope, discombobulated, free balls it right back. A lot of free balling going on out there. There's one more, a soft pass from Ekblau. Can you call that a roll shot, Carly?
A roll tip, maybe a little bit of both. Just so smart, though. Like, you said discombobulated. That was Hope's defense in that moment. Seeing they're so out of position, so much space by that 10-foot line. She didn't need to make a hard hit. Sometimes the simplicity is good.
Ekblau gets it done for the Knights. But coming in is Carly Worsom to serve, and she airmails that one.
Great name, great name.
And she spells it just like you.
She's one of the first that I guess we haven't met, but first I've seen like that.
Well, maybe you can interview her after the game. As Gabriella Kellogg goes up for the first kill attempt.
Kellogg was busy at the net last night too. We talked about Baker having 14 kills. She had no slide night with 13 kills.
Speaking of Baker, she is serving down 11-7 here in the first set of the MIAA championship. Brooke Fox puts it over for the Dutch, and I really thought that was going to be just a redirect off the block that was covered, and Calvin did not cover that.
Yeah, great job by the Blacks to get their hands on that. Rubel and Kellogg both called it at the same time, and they both stepped away at the same time, expecting the other to get it.
I know a guy used to call that the old husband-wife. As Rubel received the initial, and then Vanessa Martinez tried the curl, and it was blocked by the Dutch.
The Dutch block wasn't as prominent last night as it has been in previous games, so it's good to see that they are utilizing that today.
Serving over is Sammy Seib for the Dutch, out of position in the back row, and Calvin gets the point.
Good smart shot by Kellogg. Vanderwide was a little far to the left side and left that right open spot open for her.
Great spot to attack, and it worked out great for her as Martinez, the junior from Hudsonville and Wyoming High School. Fox tries it again. Martinez digs it out with no problem. Calvin coming back. The push shot from Kellogg goes wide, and it's for the Dutch.
Tried to hit that same spot that she had in that last play, and a little wide left.
Looked like she aimed that one a little more
yeah,
rather than just getting after it. I mean, it's a tough one to get after when it's out in front of you like that at the same time. Grace Marshall tickling the top of the tape. Beautiful back set right there, and the hammer came in from Namiga, but Hope's able to get it up. Vanderwide pops it over the net. Calvin coming back with it. What can they do? Kellogg back corner, and it's down.
Good back-to-back hard swings from the night. Namiga setting the tone with that, and then Kellogg finishing it out.
And now Kellogg and Trina Vanderswag sitting down. Ekblau coming back on.
This is a great front row for the Knights.
Along with Alyssa DeVries, who just served that one. Great front row. There's a block attempt right there. They were able to get it over. Vanderwide took a swing at it. Now Ekins, roll shot. Vanderwide picks it up. Quick set from Lee. Calvin was ready for it. That front row you mentioned, getting it done. Vanderwide puts it down, but
we're going to have a net violation, I think.
Yes.
Oh, double hit.
Double hit called against Hope. That's one of the first times in a while, I think, that we've actually seen the net violation go against the team that scored the point. I feel like a lot of times it doesn't matter either way. They're scoring the point both ways. Calvin going for the middle hit, pushed over by Namiga. Hope coming back with it. Cross court, Vanderwide. Rubel puts it up in the air for Ekins. She goes near side, and that's wide according to the line judge.
Phoebing, great positioning there. She was close to that line to be able to make that smart call.
Absolutely, and our vantage point isn't spectacular for that exact section, so I'm always surprised when it's called out because it looks like it's going in and the line's just shorter than you think it is. Great dig by Seib right there. Vanderweide comes back and hits the tape and stays in.
Yeah, she got lucky on that one. The Knights were there, but that looked like it was going out of bounds, and she just got it to that sideline.
You're right. The block was in position, but didn't actually block it at all because it caught so much of the net. And it rolled and fell in. Couple of the 50-50 bounces going the Dutch's way here in the first set, and it's 16-10. Seib putting it up for Lee, over to Burbridge.
Another net violation on the Dutch.
And it was a good kill attempt from Burbridge, but it did look like she swiped the net on the way through, and it's still bouncing because of it. So a couple violations against the Dutch when they would have had points otherwise. Keeping Calvin around. And they're a dangerous team to keep around, especially with Ekins acing the Dutch right there.
Good momentum push for the Knights.
Ekins, the junior from Kalamazoo Christian, out of Portage. Just misses the line there. You mentioned earlier Phoebe smartly watching it fall out of bounds. She does it again right there.
Yeah, this Hope back row is just phenomenal. Marshall super active last night, Sammy Seib, as well as Phoebe, our senior. Just really hold down the fort back there.
Vanderslice coming back on for Seib as Lee serves, but Calvin gets the point right there with Namiga.
Good things happen when Calvin has a good first pass right there. Gave DeVries so much space, so many options. She can go to all three hitters when that first pass is good, and just a great shot to her middle right there.
And then that adds the bonus of not allowing Hope to set up their blocking when they have so many options. Vanderslice tried her best there, and it's a block party by Aaron Baker.
Yeah, just absolutely rejected right there.
And after an 8-2 start from the Dutch, it's now 17-14. The Calvin fans making a little bit of noise. Head coach Becky Schmidt taking a timeout. We're going to as well. It's the MIAA Tournament Championship and Hope Volleyball. First set here at DeVos Fieldhouse. Third time these two perennial powerhouses in Division III volleyball are playing each other. And definitely not the first time it's been for an MIAA tournament trophy. I asked Tim Schoonveld, the athletic director from Hope, after the regular season championship when Hope beat Adrian on senior day, if he ever tires of giving out trophies, and he says he does not. It's one of his favorite parts of the job.
I would say that's a pretty good job. Perk right there. And I mean, both these programs, right? Same for Timmer over at Calvin. You hand out a lot of trophies. Both schools do a great job in the athletic department.
They don't love handing out trophies to the opposing school, though.
A double contact hit again for the Dutch.
That's not what you want, and as I said, not to beat a dead horse, it was 8-2 for Hope to start. Now it's potentially a one-point game if Calvin wins this one with Rubel serving again. And I don't know if that was an announcer's curse or not, but it was not intended to be, as she sails that one by the deep end.
Rubel did struggle from behind the stripe last night. 3 or 4 service errors. Hopefully that will be her only one of the night for the Knights.
18-15 now. Vanderweide serving. Baker able to get down on that. Gets it right back. Taps it over. It was a great effort, but Fox had a better effort picking it off the floor. Calvin running into each other. Just barely gets it over the net. Lee with a passing set, and it ends up being perfect for Brooke Fox.
Yeah, Baker knew right away. She went for the chicken wing. If maybe she had a platform, that could have been a different result for her. But good swing by Fox.
Calvin had a little bit of an issue. I believe DeVries and Ekblau ran into each other on that second pass the second time around. Not running into each other this time as Ekblau swings on it. Hope able to stop it, and then Burbridge gets it to go on the other end.
Just so good to see it. Burbridge is a freshman, and we talked about both teams do have a lot of young talent. Calvin is super young as well, and these two teams are going to be battling for the next couple years.
In the best way possible, Burbridge is nasty in the middle over there. And like you said, as a freshman, it's going to be a long, long time of that as Fox swings on that one, picked up by DeVries for the Knights. Rubel over to Baker, and the timing was just a little bit off there. She did the best she could on that one, and it goes wide. And out of the timeout, it was 17-14. Calvin got the next point to make it 17-50, and now Hope on a quick 4-0 run when they needed, up 21-15. And Amber Warners calls timeout for Calvin. We're going to step aside for a moment as well and be back with more of this MIAA championship. It's Hope Volleyball.
Yeah, my name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network. I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. In order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them, coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share Hope stories of transformational impact.
Thanks, as always, to our partners, LVZ, and I think I might need to get me a jacket like that, Carly. What do you think?
Yeah, that is pretty snazzy. I think you can pull it off. Add it to the repertoire.
Well, outside of the first little struggle from Calvin, it's been an even match.
Yeah. For sure. I think the Calvin Knights a little discombobulated right now. Some miscommunications. You mentioned earlier running into each other. Just get a good pass to DeVries and good things will happen for Calvin. Or take that.
Either way, sometimes when you least expect it, especially out of a timeout, the MVP of the league gives a service error to you.
Yeah, that's just a gift, and now you got to capitalize on it.
And attempting to do her best to capitalize is Trina Vanderswag. We talked about the freshman power on Hope's side. Here's a freshman with a bright future for the Knights.
Super impressive. Service-wise, setting-wise, great job.
Vanderslice gets the kill, but they call a net violation there. I have to go to the instant replay to see if the kill happened prior to the net violation.
They called it on Baker, so I'm not sure.
That one looked like it might be sailing long. Baker decides to play it. Kellogg putting it into the Hope defense, and it's not going to come back.
Good swing there. Phoebe caught on her heels. There's a lot of real estate open in that middle section.
Baker serving.
It seemed quite open for what you would anticipate off of the first service. Hope's defense looks to reset. Vanderwide with a pass. A great set from Lee. Fox tips it over, gets the touch and the point.
Lee's so athletic. She makes good things happen. I'm sure you'll see it throughout the rest of tonight, but I mean, she gets her hitters some crazy sets off some not good first passes, and Fox making the most of that one.
She was like as in the net as you could be.
Without touching it.
Without actually touching, and still put the set almost where you would go set it if you would, no pun intended, if you just walked out there and left it there.
Right.
DeWeird on the curl, picked up by Baker for the Knights. She's going to back row attack. That was a huge hit, but Saib able to pick it up. Fox comes back with it and is stonewalled by Ekins and Martinez.
Something that Calvin does so well is their double blocks. They communicate really well. They get into position, get up high. Fox thought that was going out, so she didn't go for it, but just great job by the Knights.
That was deadened right off the block, too. Came right down. Phoebe mishandles that one. And an ace for Vanessa Martinez.
Martinez with a huge smile on her face after that one. That'll definitely make you excited.
Now she knows she needs a few points in a row here before the real pressure's on. Being down 23-19 here in this first set. DeWeird on the curl again. Vanderswag gets it up in the air, and an errant pass right there from Calvin goes over the net and out.
So hard when your setter gets that first ball, when Vanderswag got it, and so someone else has to set, just miss the bump.
I don't think it was intentional for Hope to do that, but you're talking earlier about how Calvin attacked Lee a couple times.
Right.
And it worked out as a nasty serve right there is put over the net by Kellogg. Great effort from Calvin to get that one going. Off the block, it's out, and Hope takes the first set 25-19 off the swing from Vanderwide, and it's 1-0 Hope. He said it was a 5-set classic at Calvin last time. Hope won in 4 sets here the first time these two teams played. And now they're up 1-0 as we're going to be coming back in a few minutes for set number 2. It's the MIAA Championship and Hope Volleyball.
My name's Emma Duttmers, and I'm a communications major, and then I'm minoring in environmental studies. I play soccer. The first soccer game of my junior year, I tore my ACL. Our athletic trainer, Annie, was there for me right when it happened, and she was there for me literally every step of the way. That was definitely a huge growing opportunity for me, and it was really hard, but it really pushed me to be a leader with more of my voice because I couldn't lead by example on the field. It definitely made me take a step back and realize how much there's to be grateful for.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to share Hope stories of transformational impact.
Just about ready to go for set number 2. Hope takes the first one, 25-19. They're crawling the numbers on the scoreboard back to 0, and you might be able to see that on the graphic, actually. That's funny. But Carly, what stats stood out to you from the first set?
You know, honestly, the biggest stat is just attack percentage. Calvin's attack percentage was .062 while Hope's was .33. And I mean, when you're at .062, you just can't win games. Calvin looked extremely out of sync. They had good moments and they'd get it within 4-2, but they just couldn't get over that hump. And I think that just shows that they were just a little out of sync. And I hope that coming out of this timeout, they can kind of get their ground together, make more of those connections. They do really well when they diversify the hitters. Obviously, Baker is a go-to, but they used Namiga really well last night. Martinez, they set back row to Ekins and Baker. When they utilize all their hitters, they are so good because it's so hard to defend because you just don't know who you're going to have. Ekblau as well from the middle and right side. Both teams have a lot of hitting options, and I just don't think Calvin has utilized theirs so far.
Talk about diversifying options. Baker, Ekins, and Ekblau for Calvin all have 6 attempts. Kill attempts, that is, and they have a combined 4 kills.
Yeah. It's just difficult. Side out percentage too, Calvin at 45% and Hope at 60%. That's just showing that defensively Hope won that as well.
I do want to highlight Gabriella Kellogg, though, for Calvin. Despite her team having a 6% overall kill percentage, she is 4 out of 5 with only 1 error.
Yeah, she led the way for both teams in that last set.
Hope starts off serving this time around. Ekins gets it over the net and on the curl to start just like they started the first set. DeWeerd gets the point.
They start most sets that way.
You know, now that you say that, that is true. It's like every time Michigan starts a game, they hand it off up the middle.
I was going to say.
As Calvin gets one over on the Dutch defense. You said Hope won the first set by way of defense. That was not the showing that they had in the first set.
No, and that was smart. We're used to seeing Calvin swing away in their first couple attempts, and so the defense was set back. Use that middle space when you got it. Good tip.
Ekins serving again, 1-1, early set 2. Vanderweide serving and is blocked. She had 9 attempts on 5 kills the first set, but not that time.
Fantastic timing there by that double block. Mama goes there. Ekblau positioned perfectly. We know Addie does have some good hits on the line, but her body was angled cross court, so great positioning on the block.
That was Calvin's 3rd block in just over a set, and Vanderweide gets the better of the block that time.
Well, you know, with one error last night, she's going to get it to fall. This is what good hitters do. And she's one of the best.
Regression to the mean, right? It has to come out sometime. DeWeerd serves to Baker for the Knights, going right back to Baker. It's partially blocked. Vanderweide put it up, and confusion as to who was going to take that kill attempt.
Yeah, I think with Vanderweide there, Burbridge was so close to the net, she didn't really have any time for an approach. Lee, I think, thought something completely different was going to happen.
I think Lee was going to Burbridge. Burbridge thought Vanderweide was taking it, and it's not good when all 3 players in the area are out of sync as the back row attack from Seib falls Calvin's way.
Rubel doing a great job serving, finding good spots. Not used to seeing Sammy Seib take a back row hit.
Marshall receives. Burbridge gets the kill.
And that's the timing that we're used to seeing. Way to quickly turn that around, too, after the next play.
Absolutely. Get right back on the same page. We talked about the timing we've seen between Lee and Burbridge all season as Lee serves that one for the Knights and got the benefit of it right there. Smart play from Baker, but Vanderweide pancakes it off the floor. Burbridge sends it into the back corner. Diving effort from Ekins keeps it up, but it's a double hit against the Knights.
Yeah, and they want to talk that over with the referees.
I would also like an explanation.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused as well. I think they're calling it a double hit, thinking that Baker hit it with a double fist, but Baker hit it with one. So we're going to replay the point.
Honestly, I think that works out to be the fairest call possible. The ball was still in play otherwise.
Yeah.
Calvin was sending it over the net to the Dutch, and really nobody saw the actual double hit.
Great diving plays, though, by Vanderweide and Baker.
And Ekins on Calvin's side as well. She receives that serve. Gorgeous back set for Ekblau, but Burbridge and Vanderweide said no. Ekblau goes over the blocking wall this time, and Hope not sure who's going to take the second one.
It's just hard. Lee was there, but Fiebing was the one who took that first ball, and Fiebing was just in the way, and Lee had no chance of getting around her in time.
She hit it almost straight up in the air, tried to turtle out of the way.
Turtled the wrong way, though.
Yeah, that's right.
Needed to duck and roll, not hide in the shell.
That's right, as Vanderswag serves it over to Fiebing. Lee to Burbridge. And I think we're going to be saying that a lot more tonight.
And when you've had a couple mistakes, it's so smart. Lee knows that her connection with Burbridge has gone well tonight. Go back to that. Utilize that connection that has gone well.
Fox in for Marshall. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and send one of your best servers back to the line.
There you go, and that's Vanderweide who digs that one out on the swing from, I believe that was Kellogg. Fox, the beneficiary of a Calvin block there. They let that go. That would have been their point, but not that you can decide that in midair. A swing right there from Kellogg, dug out from Vanderweide. Burbridge taps it, and it's in. Oh, my goodness.
Again, we don't get paid to be line judges. edges, but I'd really like to see the replay on that one because I don't think that was in.
Van der Weide serves for the Dutch, and it's 5-5. I think the look on Ekins' face after that call as she was about 6 inches away from that ball says it all. I thought maybe there might have been a touch against Calvin as opposed to it being in or out, but a net violation goes against the Knights, and
that's going to be on Baker again.
I don't know if we keep official stats in net violation, but it feels like our third one.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm adding one by way of the inadvertent double hit whistle that was called as Fox swings on that one. Good block, makes it easy for Ekins to pick up. And putting it down right there is Vanessa Martinez.
Great play there by Martinez, and great job by Ekins in the back row, just making plays happen, getting a good first ball off of hits.
Baker serving now with it, knotted up at 6. Phoebe sends it over, tap down from Kellogg. Burbridge puts it back 1-for-1. Dug out from Van der Weide as Burbridge got it over. Check that Kellogg, and Vanderslice that time swung on it. Takes it there, tap from Fox, blocked away. Hope again, this time it's Burbridge, blocked again, Martinez. What a point this is. Diving effort from Vanderslice gets it over the net. Ekins inside, Martinez off the tape. Hope wanted a double call. No call right there. The point rolls on. It is still 6-6. Who's going to come away with this one? Kellogg dug out by Van der Weide. Back row attack from Van der Weide, and it's into the net.
Holy cow, the coverage on those plays. You got to give major credit to your liberos and back rows getting those tips over the block. That was so impressive.
That might be the best point we've seen all season long right there. Diving efforts all over the map as this one starts out similar to the last one. A poor pass, first pass from Phoebe goes over the net. Calvin cannot take advantage, and that point significantly shorter than the previous.
Hope definitely lucked out on that one. Ekins, she has a better point of view than I do. It looked like it was close to being out. Hard when it's so close to the line over there by that 10-foot line.
Well, we know she's pretty good at viewing if it's out or in. Based on past history here, Rubel floats it over the net. Lee serving for Fox, coming in and whipping one. Dug out by Baker. Quick set from the Knights there. Vanderslice coming back with it and sends it into the stratosphere.
Wrong point of connection on that one. Didn't really follow through on the swing. Baker, though, with a fantastic dig in the back row.
That was big time for sure. Pushes the lead to 1 with Martinez back at the service line. And a service error from her.
Yeah, Martinez was a huge part of their serving game in the last set. We're not used to seeing errors like that.
Sammy Side looking to avoid the same fate. Puts it in play. Ekins, the pass is close to the net. She went with the hammer, did Ekins, but the net violation was already called.
Yeah, that was called on Vanderswag. That was just hard, tight to the net. She tried to make the most of it.
It was a pretty good set, but just caught the net as Baker mishandles that one. Vanderswag gets over for it though. Rubel pops it over. Back set for DeWeer. The timing was off on the curl. Calvin has a chance. Back row attack from Baker. Van der Weide gets it back up in the air. Brooke Fox. And off the block, it's good to go.
Brooke Fox, great swing off the block. That's just so hard. And you get the lucky spin off the block as well. It just really works out in your favor.
10-8 Dutch. We'll call it midway through the second set. Saib still serving. Tough one to handle. Kellogg coming with it, the best attacker of the night for the Knights for the moment, and she connects.
Great spot choice by Kellogg. She does great cross shots, and when you need a good point, that's exactly what you should do. Go to what you're good at.
And Alyssa DeVries back to serve for the Knights, down 1. And she puts it into the net. Service errors definitely going Hope's way tonight.
Small mistakes like that, you just can't have it.
really either direction. Both these teams so good, any small mistake is going to be taken advantage of. And that was just not even really a mistake on Hope's defense, just a great offensive effort from Calvin.
For sure, Ekins off the net and still getting a good hit in. Speaks volume to the type of hitter that she is.
And now she's serving. The Hope students wanting 3 service errors in a row, not going to get their wish. But Addie Vanderweide is going to get a kill instead.
The blocks there, they're doing a good job. They got to keep that up. Vanderweide just hits so hard that if you give any space off the net on the block, it's going to come back at you.
Yeah, I believe Calvin already has 4 blocks tonight. Rubel puts it up, and the set from DeVries was for Baker. It was blocked. Reset. Ekblau roll shot into the arms of Cy. Burbridge with the middle hit. Great diving effort from Calvin and Ekins to keep it off the floor. Baker was knocked up in the air by Vanderweide, and then Burbridge with the kill attempt is blocked again by Calvin.
That double block was ready for that. They gave it to Burbridge. Burbridge wanted that A hit, and they were there, covered it. Not on their side today.
Rubel serving again. Puts it into Marshall. Far side for Vanderweide off the block. DeVries picks it up. Rubel setting. A block from Hope. It pops over the net, and Hope's going to get a chance offensively here. Phoebe with a back pass set for Vanderweide. Baker coming back with it. Hope not sure what's really going on there, and DeVries gets under it for Baker, and the cut shot works.
Not a lot of pretty moments in that rally. But hey, Baker with a good roll shot to finish it out.
We had an epic rally earlier where basically every play was fantastic, and then that was
a little lackluster.
Yeah, lackluster is a very nice diplomatic way to say that, as Marshall and Phoebe collide with each other, but Vanderweide cleans up the mess.
She has so much power on her hits. So hard to defend. Lee, one of the serving specialists for the Dutch.
Serving it up right here. Baker getting blocked by Vanderslice and Burbridge in the middle there. My goodness.
Burbridge there for moral support, but Vanderslice is like, yeah, I got this one.
Yeah, I hesitated saying her name because it was like, she was there. She was there, though, for the block, so we'll give her credit for being there. She almost got that one on Martinez as well, but it came straight down on Hope's side.
Martinez did a great job of seeing Burbridge was coming up for the block, but she wasn't quite in position yet, kind of like how you set your feet in a charge in basketball. She didn't have good set feet to get that good timing on the block. She was still on the move throughout the process.
And now it's 14-13 Hope with Vanderswag serving for the Knights. Phoebe with the initial Vanderslice roll shot, partially picked up from Martinez. She's going to swing on it, and this time the block works for the Dutch.
Martinez got one, and Burbridge wanted to even it out.
Got it right back right there. Vanderweide back to serve with a 15-13 lead and a 1-0 set lead in this, the MIAA championship. Rubel, Vanderswag. Whoa! I'm getting in on the action over here.
They wanted to make sure you were paying attention.
So locked into the call that I didn't even see it coming.
You know, I got a little bit in action last night, except it came right to me. It was a good little
well,
pass.
that's easy.
Yeah.
Man, I'm glad that one didn't come right to me. That had some heat on it. And I was busy doing something else.
We might needed some medical attention for the announcers, and I think that might be a little pitiful.
Yeah, that would have been pretty sad. You'd have to finish this one solo. The volleyball would have been stuck in the microphone. But Calvin gets it done right there, going back to the tried and true with Kellogg.
Huge back-to-back points, great hits, great sets, good passes. All around, really good seamless play for the Knights, these last 2 points.
15-15 now with Baker serving for the Knights, looking to take the lead. Lee hustling to get under that one. Fox does what she can. Rubel picks it up on the dig. Back row from Baker off the top of the tape. Lee, Phoebe, Vanderweide, the tip, the touch. It's a point for the Dutch. I didn't even mean to do that.
That was a nice one. That was good. I think you should trademark that one. Overall, so good. We haven't seen a lot of back sets again. Super unusual for this, not back sets, excuse me, back row hits from either of these teams. Usually both the Dutch and the Knights really love to go back row, and smart choice to go back row in that moment by Fiebing.
Martinez started with a soft curl. Fox went after it. Hope wanted a call. Becky Schmidt, no call. They struggle to get it over the net, but are able to do so right there. Martinez softly again. It hits the antenna.
Great effort there on that sideline. And Fox with a good free ball over the net to keep that point alive.
And you know, I've been practicing, Carly, because I didn't even hesitate saying it was the antenna. This is the MIAA championship. We're bringing our A games.
Proud of you for learning your lingo.
More of not forgetting it, as the service error right there goes against Hope. And it's 17-16 in the second set.
Great opportunity for the Knights. They'll take that any day.
Martinez serving for the Knights and sends it right back to the Dutch with a service error.
Her second of the set.
As we got substitutions on both sides. Carly, I'm just trying to get good enough at broadcasting here that maybe Calvin will throw me up on their Instagram.
We'll take the Swalt Nation broadcast all over the U.S.
That's right. I'm surprised that we haven't gotten a call to broadcast on their behalf at this point, if they just want to use what we're giving them. Back row from Vanderweide right there, and nobody's home for the Knights.
Vanderswag anticipated that. You could see she saw it and was trying to time it. I think she thought it was going to be a harder swing because she was already on the ground by the time the roll shot made it over and hit the ground.
And that causes Calvin to take a timeout. Our first timeout of the second set. It is now 19-16 in favor of the Dutch. They won the first set 25-19. As some shirtless members of the Duke crew come running out, we're going to step aside because nobody needs to see that. We'll be back after this. It's Hope Volleyball.
My name is Evan Thomas. I'm a rising senior at Hope College. I'm a biology major and a chemistry minor on the pre-med track, and I play basketball here. Hope's really defined my goals and defined the path I want to set for myself. Coach Mitchell has been a big catalyst in my growth here at Hope, as well as many professors, specifically my lab professor, Dr. Calvo. I hope to use what I've learned here at Hope to continue my research in medical school. Through medicine, I hope I can erase healthcare disparities.
I'm Ryan Vanderswart. As an invested community partner, LBZ is proud to help share Hope College's stories of transformational impact.
It's 19-16 here in the second set. Eric Van Swal on the call alongside Carly Van Swal. Happy to bring you this MIAA championship for 2023 in women's volleyball. Hope up 1-0 and up 19-16 as we're back to action. Will it be 20? Rubel dives into the student section. Thankfully, she didn't run into one of the shirtless guys over there. But it's still a point for Hope either way. Small mercies.
not what you want after coming in a timeout. Hopefully they can get a good side. I think I cursed that one. That might have been the commentator's curse.
I don't know. 2 in a row.
Looks like they want Baker and Rubel to take the back row. We saw Adrian do something similar to this last night.
Baker able to get that one up. DeWeerd picking up the soft shot from Ekins for Calvin. Coming back with it is Kellogg. Vanderweide used her shoulder to get that one in the air, and Brooke Fox used her shoulder to swing it into the ground.
And you know, it's been fun to see Brooke Fox come alive in the last few months. I mean, she's an integral part of this Hope team, but becoming a consistent hitter that this Dutch team can rely on has been a lot of fun to watch.
And so much fun. Calvin wants another timeout after 3 straight Dutch points coming out of their last timeout. It is 22-16. Hope's trying to put away the second set. And we'll be back in just a minute. It's Hope Volleyball. Out of the second recent Calvin timeout, they're out of timeouts this time around, and they're down 22-16. Baker receives the serve, and Calvin gets it done right there with the freshman Jasmine Naminga, excuse me.
Smart move by Warner to take that timeout, settle her team, let them take a breath. They got a great first pass, and now they can slowly chip away at this lead. 22-17. They made it to 19 in the first set before the clock expired on them. Let's see if they can get past it. Vanderweide with a kill attempt. Ekins for Calvin. DeWeerd off the block, and it's going to get down for the Dutch. Fun to see DeWeerd make that shot. Usually we see her curl around. Not as many of those A shots are typical for us to see from her. So great timing, great choice. She was at the net. Lee was there and worked out well.
Marshall serving for the Dutch. Ekins received and attacks. And it's a net violation against the Dutch.
The Knights will take that any day. Still good swing by Ekins.
Had Hope a little out of place defensively, but take the point any way they can, and the diving serve right there, my goodness.
She swings hard from the outside, she swings hard from the back row, and she swings hard on the serve.
Had more drop than a Clayton Kershaw curveball right there.
Maybe they're distantly related.
Yeah, potentially. Floats that one over, Seib handles it. DeWeerd with the floater in the lane. And Aaron Baker with the exact opposite of a floater in the lane, powering it into the ground.
That was an absolute rocket. I think the Earth's core felt that one.
It definitely shook over here. I haven't been that afraid since the ball came at me several points ago. But we have a timeout from the Dutch as Calvin's made a little bit of a run, and it's 23-20. Set number 2 getting interesting in this MIAA championship. We'll be back. It's Hope Volleyball.
The Custer Insurance Agency is a proud sponsor of Hope Athletics.
(23-20). Hope with the lead. Calvin serving. Ekins going on a little bit of a run. The Hope student section imploring her into a service error. Not going to be the case. Seib receives. Lee to DeWeerd, flips it over. Great effort from DeVries to pick it up, but it's going to be a Hope point either way. The double hit against the Knights.
Yeah, that was hard by Namiga. I don't think she expected it to come right to her in that moment and have to make that set.
There's a little bit of a short pass, and especially when she's not expecting to set, she's expecting to hit like she did right there, and it's gonna get down for Namiga, able to make up for that last point.
Yeah, I think the whole defense thought that was going to shoot into the crowd a little bit more than it was. Didn't think they had a chance at it.
Thought maybe one of the players on the bench would casually take a swing back in.
Right.
As that one just stays inside. Yeah. On the fly, as that one stays just inside the antenna. And Rubel gets the ace to put pressure on the Dutch. They only need one more to wrap up the set. But Calvin only needs two more to tie it up. Knew there was going to be some drama and some intrigue tonight. Vanderweide tried to put it away. No dice. Ekins gets it off the floor. Baker cross court. The tap from Lauren Lee, and it goes just wide. I thought she had it on the line. My goodness.
Could have been a crazy way to end the game. Lee's known for her shifty tips, and now it's a one-point game for Calvin. This is looking better in their favor now.
She wanted it, and the crowd was ready to erupt. Hope still has an opportunity to close it out here with Vanderweide, and that one is outside as well. Calvin has made the comeback. It is 24-24. And whoever wins this entire contest is going to come down to set number 2 as far as the fulcrum point. And a service error from Rubel gives the advantage right back to Hope.
Oh, that's just so deflating. I mean, you get back-to-back Hope errors that just amps Calvin up. You make it a tie game, a service error. They've just killed the Knights in this set.
Lauren Lee with a 1-point lead. And it goes into the crowd almost. Baker gets it back in play off the pass from Ekins. She sends it over the net. Lee back set. Burbridge on the curl. And Calvin has kept it up in the air. They get it over the net. It was still in play. Marshall gets it. What a play from the Calvin defense. The touch.
Oh, my goodness.
Gives it to the Dutch, and they take set number 2, 26-24. Oh, my goodness is right, Carly.
What? Wow. What a way to end. Great effort by the Knights previously in that play, and to get the touch. Nothing you can do about it.
Realizing I misspoke, it's at 26-22. 26-24, yep. Of course. But Hope coming away with it. I was still in shock from how that set ended up. Man, oh man, wow. That was crazy. Great effort from the Knights to bring it all the way back after being down, I believe it's 22-17.
Yeah.
And they were able to tie it up at 24. And now they're going to have to win 3 straight against the undefeated in conference home team. Coming up after this next break, set number 3 on the way. Hope is up 2-0 in the MIAA championship. It's Hope College Volleyball.
There is a school whose namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is Hope.
It's round 3 of the rivalry. Hope's gotten the best of Calvin twice. This is set number 3. Hope's gotten the best of Calvin twice. The regular season MIAA champions looking to lock up the tournament championship as well here at DeVos Fieldhouse. Eric Van Swol on the call alongside Carly Van Swol. Thanks for riding along with us, fans. It's a pleasure to bring you volleyball like we have all season long.
And it's just been a blast of a game so far. This is going to be huge for the Knights. DeVries is a great first server for them. If they can jump out early, get a good lead, gives them some points to play with, they really could utilize or use a good start to give them some momentum their way in this third set, and that is a great way to start it out.
It wasn't the serving as much as the blocking getting it done for the Knights right there. And just like set number 1, they take the first point.
But you see a lot more smiles on the Knights' face. They look like they're a little bit more loose, and when you play loose, you're having fun, you just ultimately play better.
I think they took a lot from that run, even though it didn't ultimately end in a W for them in the last set, as Ekblau goes cross court outside, and it's a point for Hope.
For sure, there's a lot of good things that you can take away from that. Hitting-wise, they did do better. I mean, it was a 2-point game. Sometimes things just go your way. If they can keep the service errors out of it, they have a really good chance at this game.
Ekins on the attack. Saib able to dig it. And Vanderweide is rejected by Ekblau and Namiga in the front.
The Black's got a picket fence up there against the net right now.
They scored 100% of their points off blocks this set.
Yeah.
That's their 6th block of the match, as Burbridge finds a hole in the Calvin defense.
Yeah, lots of space in that middle section for her. Which is honestly where she's hit most of her balls in the last 2 sets. So if you are the Calvin Knights, remember that for next time, because that's kind of been her sweet spot all day.
Yeah, Martinez got her on a block in the 2nd set, but other than that, she's kind of had free range in there. As Vanderslice was blocked on the tip. Hope tried to send it back, but it flies outside.
Rubel and Ekins in the back row. DeVries setting back row. You got Martinez, Baker, and Ekblau. Good options for the Knights.
Aubrey Rubel serving. Hope not able to handle it on the first pass. Attack from Vanderweide was blocked, but the second try is the charm.
That is a nifty cut shot. The spin on that was ridiculous. Little help from the block there too, but that had a lot of rotation on it, just off Vanderweide's hand.
She squared it up the first time and it didn't work, so changed it up that time as Ekins just gets out of the way of that one. And Aaron Baker says, get out of my way. This is my point.
Hard swing block slightly off the net. That was a really good shot.
Baker really does like the give and goes where they serve it to her and she just gets it right back.
And she gets so high up over the net that she can just whack it off the block. She just gets the right angle on it.
And an ace right there from Vanderswag pushes the lead to 5-3 for Calvin.
We saw Vanderswag win the first meeting of these 2 teams a couple weeks ago. Vanderswag had a couple aces in their games against the Dutch.
Fox receiving that one from Vanderswag. Vanderslice sending it over, a pancake from Ekins. Diving effort from her keeps it alive. Burbridge with the middle hit. Rubel takes care of it. Frees it over. Hope not in position. Vanderweide was able to get it up in the air, but Brooke Fox is not able to connect on the attack.
Lots of rotation on that. The snap of the roll shot on her wrist off the net. It's just hard.
That's a tough angle to really have a competitive roll shot from. Speaking of tough angles, that serve came in hot from Vanderswag.
Huge serves from the freshman. 2 aces, giving them a 4-point lead.
And they needed that to start this 3rd set. They're not going to go quietly into the night. They're up 7-3 here, despite being down 2-0. We'll be back after this for more MIAA championships and Hope Volleyball.
There is a school whose namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is hope.
You're getting a good look at the Calvin crowd. Some of the folks wearing multicolored wigs up there.
That was a nice surprise walking into the field house today.
On this Veterans Day, we recognize our veterans pregame and thank all of those out there for their service. As Hope is up 7-3 here out of the timeout. A big swing from Hope, doesn't get it done. But a change of pace from Erin Baker does.
Phenomenal approach. She took her normal approach how she usually does when she takes a big swing, and to wind up and at the last second take that off. Beautifully well done. A veteran move there by the sophomore. And again, we're going to see some awesome plays from her in the future.
And a good one right there to get it off the floor, but Kellogg sails it beyond. And a point Hope desperately needed right there to keep it from getting too far away from him.
Yeah, biggest lead Calvin's had all day.
Indeed. Phoebe sends it to Baker. She gets it right back, and the give and go works to perfection.
And that's what I was missing from the Knights in the first two sets. We saw last night and in previous games, Ekins will do the same as Baker in that moment where they soar from the back row. It's just so dangerous and so hard to defend.
She's serving now, Baker is, for the Knights. Hope on the attack here with Vanderslice punching it over. Rubel diving for it. Vanderswag sets it over. Vanderslice gets another cross-court opportunity. No touch, and it's out.
Smart court awareness there by Vanderswag. She knew she was close to the line. Almost went for it, but at the last second pulled back.
Baker serving again. You were talking about her attacking. As she sends that one long. But she had 4 kills the first 2 sets total, and then had 2 kills in the total of 3 points.
Another service error. The Knights had 7 in their last set, starting off with 1 here.
And now it's 10-5 Calvin with Seib serving. Calvin struggling with that one. Baker sends it over. Phoebe passes to Lee, who sets it up for Fox, and it's gonna go just outside according to the line judge.
Good break. Took a strong bounce off the net. The net was a helpful defender in that play for the Knights.
Had some extra spring in there. And here's Martinez serving it up. Lee all the way across for Fox. Calvin was able to set up the defense. Lee sends it over, but Calvin tries to send it back with Namiga, and it is rejected by DeWeerd.
Awesome solo block. DeWeerd was there. Namiga, that was a hard set to make the most of it. She tried, and DeWeerd was there to make sure it didn't come back over.
11-6 now. Calvin with the advantage. Marshall serves it to Baker. Ekins' pass sets it up for Kellogg, who puts a charge into one. DeWeerd shoves it into the back corner, and it's going to go.
DeWeerd back-to-back huge plays from her. Get a block, get a deep tip, giving her team 2 points.
That curl was slow and not well timed, but she found the hole in the Calvin defense. And it's 11-7. Kellogg with the swing into the waiting arms of Marshall, but the pass goes into the net. Lee gave a good effort there.
I like that flat set for Kellogg. Just really was in time and in tune with her approach.
And she's going to sit down along with van der Zwag as DeVries and Ekblau come back on the floor for Calvin. DeVries serving it up. DeWeerd tapping it over, and we got a whistle for a net violation. That's going to go against Calvin. That makes it 12-8.
Small errors. We just hope that doesn't come back to bite Calvin.
DeWeerd served it to Ekins, who swung on that time. Vanderwide, 2-ball hit. Lee sending it back to Vanderwide. The only one in the back row is Erin Baker, and she did what she could with it, which was not enough.
Shout out to Sammy Sides. She took a hard line shot, and she dug that well and kept the Hope offense in the correct positions, allowing Vanderwide to get 2 back-to-back swings off 2 good sets from Lee.
And able to do it in a way where Calvin's defense wasn't ready for it. Ekins tapped that one over. Hope's defense not ready for it. And 2 heavyweights are trading blows out here in set number 3.
Ekins has just been a workhorse all over the back row, service, smart hits.
Yeah, what hasn't she done for the Knights tonight? Part-time referee.
Yeah, line judge.
As that, I believe they call a net violation there. Burbridge had the kill anyways. And we're back to our usual where Hope gets the point regardless of what happens. I should say either team, but in that scenario it was Hope. As the service error right there from the Dutch.
Lee's second service error on the day.
Not typical of her. Rubel may look to attack her, but Phoebing slid in to take it, and it doesn't matter as it ends 7 rows up into the stands. Phoebing trying to take it again, and it ends up 5 rows into the stands this time.
Yeah, Rubel back-to-back aces. I thought that one was going to go out. I think she lucked out a little bit, but fantastic serves back-to-back.
Let's see if she goes at her opposing libero one more time. Both of them wearing white uniforms here. She switches it up to Grace Marshall. She gets it up in the air, and Annie Vanderwide says it's my time.
Marshall, that was a hard serve. Rubel again with fantastic spot. That was close to the line, and Marshall was there. And
that was a great effort from her to receive that. Vanderwide serving for the Dutch. Martinez swinging for the Knights. Vanderslice coming back with it, and it ain't coming back. It's that time in the set where it feels like Hope's just getting stronger.
Yeah, for sure. Calvin, you really need a good side out here. I mean, both teams, right? Like, you're not going to have a big lead on either team. They're just so good. You just can't get discouraged if you're the Knights.
Baker cross court, picked up by Fox. She's going to give and go. Gets the touch and the point.
Atkins tried to pull back, not in time, and Fox.
That was a tough one. It looked like it may have ended up in anyways. Of course, on the redirect, didn't happen, but there you have it. And Calvin wants a timeout now that it's 16-13. Their lead shrinking to 3. Hope on a little bit of a run. And we're going to run out to take a break. We'll be back after this for more MIAA Championship and Hope Volleyball.
Whether you're building
Set number 3, Calvin leading by 3 points. Hope a 2-0 advantage. The winner goes home a tournament champion. And both teams most likely going to await their fate for the NCAA tournament, which will be announced shortly and start up next week. And an ace out of the timeout for the Dutch with Vanderweide.
I was going to say, serve receive should have been the focus for the Dutch coming out of that timeout. Maybe it should go both ways.
Clearly, as Vanderweide tries it again, Ekins able to handle that one. Baker, that looked a little off kilter, but got it done.
Yeah, definitely. She was going for a full approach, realized kind of last minute that it was going to be off the net and stutter stepped, but obviously finished out the play.
And Vanderswag, who went on a run a little bit earlier from the service position, going to try to do it again right here. Fox gives it up, and the quick hit for Burbridge found its way over. Calvin able to play it out. Burbridge has to punch it over that time. Kellogg gets partially blocked. No one in the area for the pass as Lee couldn't run it down.
Awesome offensive effort from the Knights. Out of positioning due to Vanderswag taking a lot of those digs, but still finishing out the play and making the most of it, even out of sync.
Tough serve right there, handled by Fox, and she gets a kill as well. Oh my goodness.
Fox seeming to be the go-to in this set for the Dutch. Continually following through on her kills and making awesome plays.
She's got 7 kills tonight, second on the team, only behind Vanderweide, as that first pass goes into the net for an ace for Hope. (18-16) now with Phoebe serving for Ekins. Calvin not communicating. Vanderswag and Baker both thought each other were going to get it. And it falls to the court.
Typically, no matter what the situation, we've seen Lee, Vanderswag, and DeVries for Calvin take some really hard second balls. They've been all over the court. That one was just a little too hard for Vanderswag to get to in that one as well.
That was a hard second ball as well, and Olivia Phoebe put it on a show from the service line. Knots it up, 18-18. Calvin takes their final timeout of the set. And it's a race to 7 as we're essentially back at 0. We're going to have a timeout ourselves and be back. It's Hope Volleyball. (18-18), Olivia Phoebe forcing the Duke crew to break out the ace card. The last couple times around, Calvin able to get that one up, and Gabriella Kellogg gets it off the block.
Kellogg with the highest percentage back-to-back games was 3-5-7 after the last game. Smart choice by Vanderswag to find her on the set.
Baker serving, Vanderslice attacking, Baker digging. Kellogg with the standing roll. Phoebe lead, a Vanderslice cross court. Vanderswag with the dig and the point.
Usually when you dig it and it goes over the net, your heart kind of stops for a second, and she just lucked That ball flew to the exact right spot.
I don't think that was an exception. I think her heart did stop for a little bit there as Calvin, the beneficiary of a trickle over the net. Fox was in position, but then the speed cut off of it by hitting the net. Calvin goes on a 3-0 run, and it's 21-18. Timeout for the Dutch now. This will be I believe, the last timeout for either squad this set. So everybody's going to be on their own coming back from the break. We're going to step aside to rest up for 45 seconds and bring you the last 4 to 7 points of the third set. It's Hope Volleyball here at the MIAA Championship.
My name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network.
Travis.
I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. In order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them, coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share Hope stories of transformational impact.
Set number 3 is coming to a close, and Calvin doesn't want their night to end. And that pun was not intended, I promise.
I don't know, that's the second time you've used that excuse today.
Well, the first one actually threw me off. I was not ready for it. And that one comes almost up into the broadcast booth as DeWeerd gets the point for the Dutch when they needed it most.
Huge momentum for the Dutch coming off a timeout.
And having one of their best servers back with Sammy Seib. Floats it in, and Rubel hits it off of Ekins. That's a mistake they can't afford at this juncture of the contest.
Yeah, that's just hard. Ekins was there to help out. Rubel wanted it, and again needed to duck and roll and not turtle.
As Becky Schmidt threw that ball at Seib, I believe she missed on the effort there, but she's doing a great job coaching as DeWeerd does a great job with the attack there. Kellogg with the standing swing. Hope down by 1 here. Vander Wide. Rubel picks it up. Kellogg again. It's over the net. Calvin tries to sling it into the far corner to no avail. Brooke Fox with the roll shot. Picked up by Baker into the net. Tight. Vander Zwag tipped it up. Martinez and DeWeerd went after it. And there's a net violation on the, I believe that was on the set, right? Or did they call Martinez for that?
I think they called it on Martinez.
That's tough. That was setting up to be an epic rally, but a great point for the Dutch as that was going to sail out, I have to imagine. But Calvin gets the point anyways, and they do it in much better fashion than letting it roll out the back.
Consistency, that is Kellogg today. So consistent on the day.
If it wasn't for her, I think it's safe to say Hope would be running away with this one. Yeah. She has kept her team in it tonight. Phoebe digging out a tough serve from Martinez. Block right there. Ekins and Naminga, do they go back for it? Fox goes up over the top. Back pass from Baker to Kellogg. Lee sends it into the corner, but Baker picks it up. Tapped over by Naminga. Hope coming back with it. It is a power swing from DeWeerd.
Now, if you were paying attention, you saw right before Lee set that, she quick looked at the court. She was debating between what hitter to set that to. She quick looked, saw the middle was wide open, and then chose DeWeerd for that one. So smart by Lee.
Court awareness is just absolutely phenomenal. And we're knotted up at 22. Calvin needs to get back on the attack, and they do so right there with a power stride from Ekins.
Ekins and Baker. Again, I'm going to say it all night. Every time it happens, they do so well with space when they have time to approach and just float into the set.
That pushes the lead momentarily to 1 for the Knights with Alyssa DeVries back to serve. Seib gets it to Lee. Flipped up by DeWeerd. No lift call there, looks tight. Vanderwide with a full swing. Effort from Baker, and Ekins falls short, and it's back to 23-23.
Hope everyone took their blood pressure pills today.
It was tied at 18. Calvin went up 21-18. Now we're deadlocked at 23, and Cameron Burbridge with the rejection.
Absolute rejection.
I was just about to say she came subbed back into the game, and I didn't even get an opportunity to say that before she went and made an absolutely astounding play. And Hope is on the verge of closing this one out 3-0, and they're going to do it right there. This one sends the crowd into a frenzy. Your MIAA champions for the regular season and the tournament. The Hope College Flying Dutch taking out the Calvin University Knights for the third time this season and the first time in a 3-0 sweep fashion. It looked like we were set to go to set 4 just a minute or two ago, and Hope finds a way to get it done 25-23. Wow.
That's the word. Wow. Marvelous effort. Calvin's a hard team to beat 3 times. We're going to see them do well in this NCAA tournament regardless of where they end up. Best of luck to them the rest of the season. But holy cow, great team effort by the Dutch. All around. Back row, Lauren Lee setting the hitters. Fantastic.
Calvin lost 4 games this season to programs not named Hope College and lost 3 games to Hope. That's a bitter pill to swallow, but like you said, should find out soon enough where they end up in the NCAA tournament. Hope getting a lock into it and winning the conference tournament. Set number 1 goes Hope's way 25-19. Set number 2, we saw some extracurriculars. They ended up holding off the Knights 26-24. And set number 3, the comeback victory to win 25-23. So even though it was 3-0, 3 hard-fought matches, but congratulations to the MIAA champions, the Hope College Flying Dutch, with the trophy ceremony coming up. Eric Van Swal on the call here alongside Carly Van Swal, thanking you for tuning in. For everybody else back in the studio, Freddie Velasquez, who's got the night off, Steve Sikor, and our A-team, Alan Babbitt, everybody here at Hope College, we appreciate you tuning in to this one where Hope is crowned the MIAA tournament champions, capping off the regular season championship in dramatic fashion here. 3-0 sweep of the Calvin Knights. Stay tuned for the NCAA tournament and schedule to see if we might be on a broadcast near you sometime soon. We'll wait to see what all shakes out there. But we thank you again for tuning in. For everybody, I'm Eric Van Swal. Have a good night and congratulations to the MIAA champs, the Hope College Flying Dutch.
NCAA Division Championship. The selection show for the NCAA Volleyball Championship will be Monday, November 13 at 1 p.m. on NCAA.com. Congratulations again to the Flying Dutch of Hope College.